Smackdown, chat sesh, bro sesh.
That's right.
Coach sesh. What's happening?
What's going on?
Not too much.
Well, today we want to talk about just kind of, honestly, mentally, where I feel like I see a lot of people lately. Not just in the gym, just kind of in life. A lot of times people are focusing a lot on the past or on the future.
Right.
And they kind of forget the importance of what you can do right now today. And I think I saw it a lot in sports too, but I actually watched something in a documentary that kind of brought me to thinking about this. But I actually saw LeBron James talk about it. So even just in a game, he started this back when he lost to Dallas in the finals. If you know nothing about basketball, I'm sorry, but it was the first heartbreak.
We're not all perfect.
Yeah. And so what he started doing is every game, he actually would put a towel over his head, take a second, close his eyes, and meditate, and understand where he's at, and bring his head back to the present.
Right where he's at.
Because even just in a game, or again in life, we start thinking about other things, right? Than what you need to be focusing on.
Could you imagine
today.
how hard that is for someone of his caliber, not only as a professional athlete, but as a very wealthy human being with all the things he has going on? Can you imagine how hard that is to get that focus?
Oh yeah, I mean it's crazy, but I think again it's a habit he formed a long time ago that he does every single time.
That's cool.
So when you create that habit of being present in the moment, it's obviously if you know nothing again about basketball right now, he's basically the MVP versus one other guy. But he's playing out of his mind for someone who's 36 years old and is the best team in the league right now. But what he's doing is he focuses on that every single day. But so what that gets back to regular, you and me, obviously we're not LeBron James, is that, there's things that we can help that will help us in the future, fix things in the past that we can focus on today. Again, come in and get your workout, making sure you're eating right, creating good habits, right? And then you don't have to again spend all day thinking about, oh well, next month I need to start a diet, or you know what I mean, and your head's there,
right?
Versus, okay, well, there's 20 things that you could do today to help your career, that could help you in health, that can help your family, because I think, and part of that is social media. We kind of talked about. I think social media kind of drifts our mind.
Yeah, well, first off, it's not real.
Yeah.
None of that shit's real. I mean,
Yeah.
You look up any kind of self-help thing, and the first thing you talk about is social media and how it's not real.
Yeah.
Nobody puts anything on Instagram or Facebook that isn't positive.
Yeah.
I mean, unless they're bitching about the government or something weird, or something they hate. But I mean, that's just vitriol. But in general, when you're looking at someone's life through Instagram or whatever, and you're envious of it, that picture isn't necessarily real. Mm-hmm. It's their best moment.
Yeah.
So we're in this feedback loop, this negative, this no feedback loop. It's just a one directional intake of positive fake crap.
Yep. And so actually, Bill Belichick, he's the coach of the Patriots, famous guy in the Hall of Fame. He actually said a quote to the media last week that said they basically try to get rid of all social media that they can in the locker room and all that kind of stuff.
Wow.
And he said, and what he said, the reason why is it doesn't matter about the 2,000 people or 2 million people that you don't know liking your stuff.
Right.
All that matters is the 53 other people in the locker room with you. And now, again, that's a sports reference, but you can take that home to life is what matters is the close people around me. Obviously, we all use social media. We're using it right now. That's how we're reaching.
Right, yeah.
But what I mean is sometimes we take it too far, even myself, and that's why I'm kind of rifting and we're talking about this, is that what's important is, my friends here, my family, at home, but also in Indiana, and, those are the people that matter to you. Those are the memories that you're going to make, because the other thing is true. This is, I guess we're getting kind of deep, but it's life is short. You never know. Tomorrow, something could happen. You get hit by a car. Do you really give a shit about how many likes that you had on Instagram?
Right.
Or what was the last thing that you said to someone that you loved? And so I'm just saying this kind of stuff because I think, again, think about every single day. I think and it's hard to do every day, but there's so many times we just go through the motions of life.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
You miss out on so many things that you can do.
This is great. Speaking of social media, read this. People, even small children, are in hospital beds right this second, begging for more time, while you're using your time recklessly by gossiping, complaining, and only giving 70%, but wanting 100% in return.
Yep.
That I saw that, and I bookmarked it because I'm going to read it more often than that. But worst of all, you keep letting your excuses win when it's time to change. Like, how true is that?
It's true all the time. I mean, unfortunately, I'm sure it's true with both of us. We've done that before.
Do it all the time.
We're people. We all do it. The thing is reminding yourself of things like this, and again, taking time, whether it's 5 minutes. It doesn't have to be to meditate, but just to reflect on what today is, what it can be, and what you can get out of it.
Right.
And when you start thinking that way, it can really, things that stress you out don't stress you out, I think, as much anymore, because you start knowing that the things that you can take control of, you take control of it.
Right.
And then the things that you can't, you don't stress about it because you can't take control of it.
You can't control a lot of things.
So you just got to let that go and focus on the things that you can do. So.
Truth.
Yeah. And
check.
And so obviously today is a lot more about like talking about mentally and
well,
where
it's
we're
that time
at.
of year too. It's kind of that time of year where people start to take stock of like, how was the year?
Mm-hmm.
What did I mess up?
Yeah.
What did I get right? Well, we don't want to live in the past. We don't want to like continually feed off of mistakes and things. It's good to take stock of the things you've done right.
Yeah.
Right. Be positive. Think about the things you did right and try to do that again.
Yeah.
Like, that worked. I should do more of that.
Yeah, exactly. Right. If I worked out and I felt better, I should do it again.
Yes. It's the obvious.
But I think, again, it's when your brain is in that repetitive thing where it's like you're going through the motions. It's easy to, again, you skip one day, you skip another, because you're not sitting there taking time to think, okay, what does going to the gym today really benefit me? Okay, what are all the things I need to do today that are going to put me at the best position for tomorrow?
Right.
Right.
Absolutely.
And you don't have to focus on tomorrow, but focus on today and what will get me. What am I want to get 100% out of today.
Mm-hmm.
So,
thinking while you were just talking about that, it's easy to be in a negative loop because it takes no effort.
Oh yeah.
Your brain is going to naturally feed you negative shit, whether you want to or not. It takes effort to put yourself into a positive loop.
Yep.
You have to constantly maintain it and keep it up.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that's kind of why we fall that way a lot. We have to spend as much time as we do, let's say, working out physically, as we do taking care of that positive loop that we want to put ourselves in.
Yeah. And again, social media kind of plays into that because all you're seeing is the greatest hits of everyone else in the world.
And what do we do when we see the really cool picture of a nice husband and wife and their family?
We get insecure about ourselves.
We go, mine's not that cool.
Yeah.
Right.
And you make up backstories without it. They're probably fighting before that or whatever, or they're, everything's going terrible.
Totally fake. It's like made up.
Yeah. So yeah, just try not to fall on social media. Take time for yourself. 2 minutes, 3 minutes in the morning while you're drinking coffee, and don't look at stuff. Just think about, okay, what do I need to do today? What is going to be the best for me? Right? And usually when you start doing that, you stop like needing help from others to understand what you need to do and needing people to push you to do things that are really simple, like, eat vegetables or, exercise, things like that, because you start wanting to do that kind of stuff. But that was kind of like the first thing we were talking about, which kind of leads into the second part. But
should you need someone to help push you in the right direction?
And we always do, though. Everyone does.
Yeah.
I need it. I'm sure you've needed it, even on your journey of doing your second black belt. We always need people to help guide us or be there and support us.
Well, we're coaches, right? But we have coaches.
Yeah.
We both have business coaches. We share one business coach.
Yep.
I have literally a sensei, right? And it's more than just kicking and punching. Like, there's more there. We coach each other.
Yeah.
Everybody needs a coach. Everybody needs someone.
Yeah. And So what we're going to kind of go over is why and what does a coach, and more specifically for our workhorse members, what can we do for you? What can we guarantee when you come to us? But the first one I think is really, really important is just there's no judgment. As in, like, if you come to me with, you just started doing cocaine. I doubt any of our members are doing cocaine, but hey, if you started doing cocaine and you needed help getting off it,
need to share.
You need to come and talk to us, because I'm not going to put you down for whatever got you into that position, because I've done a lot of dumb things in my life because of dumb things. And so, we're going to be there to help guide you through that, on how to get through it, what support you need. And again, it can be anything from, I've had, people tell me that they're scared to come talk, because they might be expecting a child, and it might be premature to talk about things like that, but just know that we're not going to judge you. We're here for that.
Right.
If you're having gambling problems, if you're having drinking problems, eating problems, depression, anxiety, all those things, I have talked with people over the years. So just know that if that is something that's going on, what tends to happen is you shut down, stop talking to us, and then you're just going to be worse off on your own. And that's what usually happens. And I've seen both sides happen. The people that talk to us usually make their way through it, come out better. The people that don't end up in a worse situation. So
you just go off by yourself and keep it bottled in.
Exactly. And a lot of times, you're not even just keeping it in from us. You're keeping it in from everyone.
Yeah, and the simple act of expressing yourself, whether it's verbally or writing it down or just physically moving, expressing yourself in some fashion helps deal with so much.
Yeah.
I mean, physiologically and mentally.
Yeah. The stress and anxiety goes down tremendously when you can vent to someone. And this is also for people in relationships. If you feel like you can't talk to the other person, that's why a lot of times things go bad.
Yeah.
So, but the next part is helping guide you from whatever this is on an unbiased opinion.
Right.
So if you go to your friend or you go to someone else, they're just going to be like, oh, no, it's not that bad. We're also going to try to be truthful with you and tell you, when it comes to, like, I'm overweight, right? We'll just say this because that's, again, more of what we're talking about. I'm overweight, and you go to your friend, you're like, oh, man, I need to lose some weight. And they'll be like, oh, yeah, you can do it. Just stop eating, or, like, just go on a diet or whatever. And that's kind of the end of the situation. And for us, it's more of like, okay, well, this is exactly what you need to do, right? And you need to do these things. You aren't doing these things right now. So this is why you're failing, which is what you need to hear. Again, that's the other thing, is most people won't tell you what you need to hear. And then
a good coach will tell you shit you don't want to hear.
Yeah. And
in a very easy to digest way, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, there's rare times where we're too rough on people, but it's pretty simple, as in, like, okay, well, you're only exercising twice a week and you're eating terrible, right? Yeah. So we need you to come 4 times a week, and then you need to keep track of your food, and we're going to start taking things out of your diet, right? And so that's how we can do it, is get you to that step of doing it. But with all that being said, at the end of the day, we can't feed you.
Right.
We can't force you to talk to us.
Right.
So you have to mentally start getting in that place of literally accepting we are here to help. And we say it over and over again, but it's because a lot of times it'll go time and time again without people telling us what's going on. Luckily, I got just a message right before we started this that someone is dealing with an injury, and I'm thankful that they're coming to me to try to help them, because again, that's more of my expertise, and that's what we like to do. So utilize what we have here, and it can be something small, it can be just something you just want to get off your chest, and you don't feel comfortable talking to anyone else about.
Right.
That's what we're
good at.
So so I mean, that's most of what I was wanting to get through. Just kind of this new year, don't just say you're going to do some shit. I mean,
Yeah, I can't stand that.
there's
I'm not a big fan of New Year's resolutions.
Yeah.
I'm more fan of planning for success across the year instead of just saying like, in the new year I'm gonna quit smoking, or in the new year I'm gonna quit this, or it's like not positive, right? It's just not gonna work.
Yeah, because what do they always say? It's like an idea without a plan is like a dream or something like that.
Oh, that's pretty good if they didn't say that.
But yeah, so and that's what we're here for. So it's like, all right, if your goal is, or it's I think a goal or whatever, but if your goal is to again lose 10 pounds in the next 6 months and keep it off, right? You actually have to come up with a plan.
Yeah, you
right?
can't just decide I'm going to lose 10 pounds and then keep doing the same stuff.
Yeah. What's your exercise going to be like? What's your diet's going to be like? What are other things that actually might be contributing to that as well? Other products that you might be using, other stresses, how much sleep are you getting, how much water are you drinking? And it's a simple conversation that you can have with us, and we're willing to do it at any moment. You want to come, you want to do it over the phone, you want to meet with us before class, all you got to do is just message us. That's what we're here for, and we'll help you get to those things. So, and I think that's part of what Gene and Dave have been doing, trying to get you guys to come meet with them, talk about goals for next year, because you got to plan it out. And just going, kind of wrapping this up, just start focusing on today and what you can do today. Start trying to be more organized and planning on things, and you're going to be more successful. No more just, you ever watch The Office where, what's his face just screams out bankruptcy? That doesn't, just screaming it out,
Right.
Isn't going to do anything. Posting on Facebook that I'm doing something isn't going to really do anything. Right. You gotta be like thoughtful about it. You gotta attack it mentally every day. And then you'll actually be successful. And then again, people talk about how long it takes to be a habit. All I would say is the first habit you should have is just sitting with yourself, planning out your day. It's helped me a lot, working on that kind of stuff. And I really think if you focus on that in the future, you're going to be a lot more successful, not just health and fitness, but in relationships, in your job, and everything else.
Yeah. And it's hard at first, but you get in the habit, then it gets faster.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can kind of do it on the fly, you figure it out. Yeah.
Well, that's it for me.
It's pretty good. Do those things.
Hopefully you're thinking about it. Again, you need us, message us, text us, call us. We're always here, or comment on here too, and we'll try to help answer any questions you guys got going forward.
Cool. Right. Until next time.
See you later.